start with back-to-back. Obviously, coming out of the break, that's the goal. But how did you find a way to get one done here tonight?
Yeah, it feels good. I think we kind of just took the mentality from last game and tried to move forward with that and obviously have a good start. I think the first was a little back and forth, but I think we found our game and we're able to stick to that. And for most of it, I think that's what we got to keep doing here moving forward. And we've done 2 games here from the break. So I think if we keep buying in and doing what we need to do, we'll be fine.
The second period feel kind of like the turning point there in some ways?
Yeah, exactly. I think the first period was a little bit back and forth, and then we got to our game, and like I said, we had a little bit of our killing mentality and kept turning over the lines, and it makes it a lot easier when we're going 4 lines like that and can start to build something.
Tell me about the celebration. You really soaked that one in.
Nah, I think I was just laughing a little bit to myself. It's a nice one, honestly. I was just gliding towards the net, and the crowd kind of scored that one for me, going ooh, and then I was like, oh, I should probably take a couple strides, check it out. So I was kind of just looking up, laughing to myself, like that was a nice one from the crowd. So it's always nice to kind of get on the scoreboard and help out, and they all count the same way, but those ones are nice.
But you are soaking this thing in too, right? I mean, we see you in the locker room, after practice and stuff. You're hanging around. You just love every minute of this experience.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been awesome so far to be able to come in here and play in the NHL and try and be a everyday player and establish myself. I think to do that and do that well, you gotta enjoy as much as you can, and obviously. Having Peltz and Ruins and Schwinny and Dusky and everyone kind of back around that I've been around, and especially Peltz, he's been one of my better friends for the last few years, and to kind of have him bringing his energy, and obviously we spent a lot of time together, so it's easy to have a smile on your face, and I think that always makes it easier to come to the rink and enjoy it.
Kevin mentioned that you guys seem to be taking it one day at a time. What's the benefit of doing that as opposed to looking too far ahead in the schedule or looking too far ahead in the standings and thinking about what could come later in the season?
Yeah, 100%. I think when you get into February, that's all you can really do, right? It's a battle from here on out, and we just take it one day at a time. You can't really think about what's going to happen tomorrow. You just do what you can, whether it's a practice, whether it's an off day, whether it's a game. You gotta soak it all in and do what you can do to kind of attack that day.
Can you give us some perspective on what that goal meant to Kevin too in his road back and obviously to score a big one here?
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, those guys had been in the gym every morning, right? We see them. We come in at 7:30, 8 a.m., and those guys are already halfway through their workout. So to see the work they put in over the last four months or so, and how hard they've worked to come back, and Kevin, he's one of the best guys you can come around and meet, and obviously you guys all know that, and you get to talk to him. So when you have a guy that's so genuine and such just a good person, it's awesome to see that, and it makes you pretty happy.
We saw Chris Tanev leave the game for 2 different reasons. When you've been around him at least long enough to know how much of a worry he can be for you guys, but when you see him go down for whatever reason with an injury, he has to go through the tunnel, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, he's one of the most important players on our team, right? You see what he does game in and game out. It's always the same. It's always consistent. He does whatever it takes to win a game, and I think it's little things like that. And sometimes you see him go to the tunnel, and you're like, oh crap, but then you think it's Tanny. He'll be back in 30 seconds. So it's always tough like that. But he's such a warrior, and he's going to come back, like I said.
How do you think he keeps doing that? Where it seems like people just get worried about how he gets down, but then he just comes back.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I think honestly, maybe just catches his breath and realizes he's made out of steel. So I don't know, but it's pretty impressive. It's every day it surprises me the things he does and the way he puts his body on the line, and that's what you need to win.